We have another point slope inequality, so let's go ahead and identify the point 1, -2, and the slope 1, 4. We can see that we're going to have a dashed line and that we're going to need to shade down because of the less than. So going to the point 1, -2 and following my slope of up 1 over 4 all the way across, we can make a dashed line going through those points. I know that I'm going to be shading down, so I'm going to label above. So I've got the point 1, -2, and then over here I've got the point -3, -3. So then I can switch to my shading, and I can shade everything below the line. In the second problem, we have an absolute value. I don't see any negatives in front of the absolute value, so I know that this is going to open up. I also don't see any numbers in front of the absolute value, so I know the slope will be plus or minus 1, positive 1 on the right and a negative 1 on the left. I can see that the vertex is -2, -1. Remember, we take the opposite of this sign, but we don't take the opposite of that one. So we go -2, -1, and we're going to follow our slope of up 1 over 1 to the right, and up 1, back 1 to the left, all the way across the grid. Remember that since we have a less than, but no or equal to, this is going to be a dashed line coming through these points. It'll still have arrows on the ends. And less than means to shade down. So I'm going to shade everything below the absolute value. So sometimes our shaded region is a little strange looking. That's just part of the process. As with any absolute value, I need to label 5 points. Now, in this case, I'm kind of going to have to shade in that shaded region, which is why we always want to shade lightly. Where I can, I will shade above the shaded region just to make it easier. So I might choose the point 0, 1, and maybe the point 3, 4, going up the right-hand side. Going up the left-hand side, maybe I'll pick, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, -6, 3. And then maybe the point -8, 5. So I get my 5 labeled points. This next one is also an absolute value. It also opens up with a slope of plus or minus 1 because there's nothing written in front of the absolute value. Since there's nothing inside the absolute value, its vertex stays on the y-axis. It doesn't move to the right or to the left. But it does go down 4. So we're starting down here at a y-intercept of 0, -4. And then making a graph that goes up 1 over 1 to the right and up 1, back 1 to the left, just like before. Because there's still no or equal to line, this is still dashed with arrows on the ends of the rays. As always, I want to label, so I've got my vertex at 0, -4. Just erase that. And then I could label 2, -2, and 4, 0, and then this is symmetrical, so I could label -4, 0, -2, -2, just to make it easy. This says I'm supposed to shade above because y is greater than, so I'm going to shade everything above this absolute value. Let's take a look at the next row of problems. Again, we have some absolute values. Notice this one opens upside down because of this negative out here in front of the absolute value. And it opens upside down from the point -4, +7. There isn't a number other than that negative there, so our slope is still plus or minus 1, but I need to make sure that I go down instead of up. So starting from -4, +7, I'm going to go down 1 over 1 and down 1, back 1, all the way across. This time I have an or equal to, so I get to draw solid lines ending in arrows. Y is less than, so I'm shading everything below the absolute value, will actually make it really easy for labeling points because there'll be plenty of space around the outside of the absolute value to label points. Going back, I always want to make sure that I label the vertex at -4, 7. Maybe this y-intercept at 0, 3. Looking across, I would be at -8, 3. And then I need two more things, so I might pick 3, 0, and maybe I pick -6, 5. But it doesn't matter, you can pick anything you prefer. We have another absolute value. This one's steeper. So it opens up because we start with a positive. It opens up from -1, 0. So it has moved a little bit off to the left, but not up or down. But the slopes are ±2 because of the 2 out in front. So instead of going up 1 over 1, I'm going to go up 2 over 1. I've got a solid because we've got that or equal to. I don't know why I don't want to draw a solid today. This says y is less than. Now I'm going to go ahead and label first because I'm going to have to shade over my labeling. So here I have 0, 2, and if I work my way up a little bit, I've got 1, 4. I want to make sure that I label my vertex, so -1, 0, and then I could also go with -2, 2, and maybe -3, 4. Now when I go to label, I have to go below because it says y is less than. So even though that's most of the space on the grid, that's still where I have to label. And then that's where I have to shade. Last one on the page, another absolute value, this time with a slope of ±1/2, starting opening up from a vertex of 2, 1. So I go to 2, 1, I go up 1 over 2 all the way across the grid, and because of this simply a less than, I know that that's going to be dashed. And then up to left 1 across the grid, so we said that the vertex was at 2, 1, so I want to make sure that's labeled. And then I need to pick a few more things to label. So maybe 6, 2, and maybe 10, 4. And then going across the other side, I might choose to label the y-intercept at 0, 2. And then maybe this point at -2, 3. Now it says y is less than, so I'm shading below this dashed absolute value. I'm going to make sure that I shade everything.